In the previous episode, Winston and I hiked up the highest hill on the Isle of Barra, discovering a statue near the top. We also saw Kissimul Castle, and we watched a plane land on a tidal beach. We then hunkered down inside the pod with some hot food and a hot cup of tea, and spent the rest of the day reading as we sheltered from winds of over 40 miles per hour as our 64-day island adventure continues. Good morning and welcome to the pod. As you can see, the pop top is still down. We're still experiencing 40-mile-an-hour winds. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, but it is due to die down soon. So by about lunchtime, it should be down to about 20 mile an hour, and then I should hopefully be able to lift the top again. Now I am just about to make myself some breakfast. I am having porridge, which you only really tend to have on days where we spend more time in the pod because it's a bit more of a faff than cereal. But I've left the porridge oats in the van, so let me go get them. Right, so I don't have any oats. Gutted about that. I usually always have oats. It's probably why I didn't buy any, because I thought I've got some and I don't have any. Looks like I'm having cereal after all. Now I know you guys always see me eat the same breakfast when I'm away in the pod, and that's because I usually eat the same breakfast when I'm away in the pod, and it's a fruit and nut muesli with a chopped apple, and I've got the kettle on for a cup of green tea. I just like knowing what I'm going to have. I can get up in the morning, you go on autopilot, it's quick, it's easy, it's nutritious, and we can get on with the day. Porridge, I do like a hot porridge with some extra seeds in and banana, which I was going to have this morning, and I like to do that when I have a little bit more time in the mornings, and due to the weather I've definitely got more time. But as you know, can't find my damn porridge oats. I say can't find them, I probably didn't buy any because I thought I had plenty, because I usually always have plenty, and this is the one time I don't have plenty. As I come to terms with my lack of porridge oats, let me give you a quick tour of the Borve campsite on the Isle of Barra. Now it is a smallish site, and all the facilities you need are in this one block. It has a communal kitchen with washing facilities, microwave, fridge, kettle, etc. And there is Wi-Fi on the campsite, but it is only available in the block and not on your pitch. Now I visited in May 2024 for 4 nights, and I had a hard standing electric pitch, and I paid a total of £100, averaging £25 per night. Now out of the 16 campsites that I booked for this trip, This was the 9th most expensive, putting it at about average in terms of cost. Now we also want to mention that the showers were your standard electric type with no push buttons and no extra cost. Now personally, this was one of my favourite campsites of the trip. It had a very friendly owner, lovely sea view pitches and hot, clean showers. So it's just gone 11 o'clock. I've just had a nice long shower and washed my hair, and the wind is dying down a little bit. It's really weird because every time I look at a weather report and it says that the wind should almost stop around about 10 o'clock, as soon as it got to 10 AM I'm like, why has it not stopped? As if like it runs on schedule like some sort of train, although trains don't run on schedule in this country today. But yeah, it is dying down, but not as quickly as what I would like. Anyway, this is a mess, so we're going to tidy up the pod, we're going to have some lunch, and then we're going to see where we're at with the weather. We're not leaving the campsite today, or I'm not planning to, but I do need to get a lot of stuff ready because we are on another ferry tomorrow. Because we move campsite tomorrow, we go up to the next island. So I would like to get as prepared as possible, especially because that is an early morning ferry, so I'm going to have to set an early morning alarm. So I would like to get as much done today as possible. But first, let's tidy up this and get some lunch. Guess what we're having for lunch? Sausages and little potatoes. I know, but it's the last of my sausages now, so this is the last time we're having this, but I don't mind. It's nice. I like it. I enjoy it. I like sausages. I like little potatoes. I like veg. It's a nice meal. But yeah, you're probably sick of me having this as well. I don't eat the same every day. I know it may seem that way, but when I'm on my own and I'm travelling, you know, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm having sausages and new potatoes. So I'm hoping that after lunch, the wind would have died down enough that I can lift the pop top, because this is getting very achy now in my shoulders and my lower back. Yeah. This isn't good for my posture. And I blame this on why I seem to have such bad posture recently. Either that or it's just because I now film myself, I'm more aware of it, I don't know, but this isn't comfortable. A chap down in the tent I've been chatting to since I've been on this campsite, he's just came and knocked on and asked if I wanted to go for a walk over the other side of the beach on this glorious weather. This wind is not easing up at all. And I was like, kind of don't want to, but we should get out and Winston could do with a walk. So we're going to go. I haven't washed up yet. I've got all my pots and everything from my sausages. So I'm going to wrap up, go to the loo. Oh, I'm trying to get my coat on without banging my head. And go for a walk. I kind of don't want to, well, part of me doesn't want to because I don't want to go out in the wind, but the other part is saying
I need to do something today. I can't vegetate in here. There's not much I can do at the moment because of the weather. Can't really start packing stuff away. I can't put the bike on top of the car. Can't do any of that stuff. So why not go for a walk? So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll be alright. So let me just pause that for a second, because I am going to mute the audio in the next section of this vlog for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it was incredibly windy. And secondly, although this guy saw me filming, he didn't know that I made YouTube videos and that what he was saying could potentially end up public and on the internet. Now, it was just general chit-chat. It's not like he gave me his bank details or anything, but I still think that I should respect his privacy. And lastly, this gives me the opportunity to use a piece of music that I have been struggling to find a place for. So here it is, and it's all about living a charmed life.
Crashing in the day, blooming in the bright nights. Teenage runaways, watching every sunrise. Sleeping in the car, blame it on the moonlight. Gazing at the stars, turning all the wrongs right. And if you're lighting up my way, I'll be yours till break of day. I don't wanna close my eyes, gonna be a short night, baby, don't you wake me up. It's gonna be a short night, and if you feel like this, sing just sing just sing. Take it all the way, one-way tickets. Making up our names, got no plan to go back. I get on your ride, driving on the sidelines. We will never stop looking for the bright light. And if you're lighting up my way, I'll be yours till break of day. I don't wanna close my eyes, gonna be a short night, baby, don't you wake me up. It's gonna be a short night, and if you feel like this, sing just sing just sing.
What are you doing up on there? You on there? So there's a dog there, and he's just seen me take the treats to Winston, and now he's really interested, but I want to give him something, but I can't because he's not my dog. So yeah, don't go feeding other people's dogs, but I do kind of want to give him a treat too. So it is still windy outside, but it's not as bad as it was earlier. So we're going to put the pop top up and we're going to see how it goes. Now I have no worry about the pop top flying away or breaking or any of that stuff because it is quite sturdy. The only thing I'm trying to avoid is the sound. So the wind noise through the pop top can be quite loud, and also the draft, so it can make things very cold. So let's just see how it is. Not sure how I feel about that. I'll wash the pots up because I haven't done that yet, and then I'll see how I feel. I might just put it up whilst I'm doing stuff and then put it down once I'm sat down chilling, just to get rid of the noise. It's just, that's annoying, isn't it, going on all the time. So I've washed up, I've made a cup of tea, I'm going to settle down here and do some work, but I am going to put this down because it is annoying and it's also gotten very cold very quickly. Now I should add that you don't have to pull the material in on all the pop tops. It's only because mine is old and worn and the elastic that goes around it isn't really elastic anymore. Much quieter. So I'll just switch the heating on because it's got very cold. On the plus side, dude give me a mini roll, so I'm going to enjoy that with my cup of tea. I haven't had a mini roll for years. I'd say at least a decade. In fact, if you asked me about them, I'd probably think that it didn't exist anymore. You know, that simple pleasure of holding a hot cup of tea or any hot drink inside cold hands, listening to the wind outside. It's just that little cozy, simple pleasure feeling thing. You know what I mean? Can't explain it. It's just nice. Right, let's move you out of the way. Let's see if I can do any work. I don't think I'm going to be able to. There's a couple of offline things I can do with regards to photos and stuff. But I think that's all we're getting. We're going to plug her in. Good morning! So we're all hitched up and ready to go. I'm just giving Winston a quick walk before I shove him in the van for a little bit. And I didn't film any of the hitching up or packing away because I just wanted to crack on with it. I don't want to be late for the ferry and I don't want to be rushing to the ferry. I want to be able to have a nice gentle drive, especially down these roads. So yeah, I'm sure you've seen it plenty of times before and it's not a great loss. But last night, there was a helicopter last night, about 1 AM, a huge helicopter, made a lot of noise, went over the top of the campsite, and then, so let me just show you, the campsite is there, and it landed over here somewhere. I kind of had a little look out the window at 1 o'clock in the morning, I just saw some lights, And then I thought, well, they don't need my help, so I went back to bed. And then this morning I'm like, did you hear the helicopter? Did you hear the helicopter? Did you hear the helicopter? And the owner of the campsite said that it was probably someone being lifted to hospital. They only have a small hospital on the island. No great deal of a hospital. So they get flown from here. When there's a problem, they get flown from here to either, I think it's Glasgow or Inverness. So they said that was probably what it was last night. And I said, what about when there's really bad weather? And he said, well, the same as last night. He said, then they send in the big helicopters. So the Coast Guard had helicopters and stuff, rather than like the little air ambulances. So that's what happened last night. And then he said, well, I'll find out today what happened. And I'm thinking, God, it's such a small place, it's such a small island that everybody knows everyone knows what's going on, and everyone's well aware that a helicopter landed last night and that someone got taken to hospital, and today they're going to find everything out. And I'm like, oh. But anyway, I hope whoever it is, everything's okay, they had a safe journey and they got the treatment they needed and they're all well. But that's us. We're going to have a little wander, hitch up, get the ferry, and I'm sure you'll join us on that journey. Blonde hair on my jacket. Right, let's get up this bank and round that hairpin bend to the left. You ready, Vince? I'm going to need the other side of the road. We are out. Wasn't actually as tight as I thought. Probably overranked it a little bit. Safe than sorry winds. Right. We're now going to hold everybody up, so we're going to have to keep letting people pass. People aren't going to be going 60 miles an hour on this road. Oh, there's that stone. So even people aren't going to be going 60 miles an hour, they're still going to be doing like a good 40, 50. Whereas I'm doing 20, 30. Or saying that I'm not going to over 20 yet. So it is going to take me a lot longer. Radio doesn't work and there's no radio signal and there's no Wi-Fi for Spotify. What is banging back there? It's annoying me a little bit. Oh, I feel sorry for you. You're alright. Try not to let my caravan go onto the verge. I can't pass this cyclist. He would have to pull over. Oh, we got a bus. That's okay. Here's me trying not to lose my caravan over the side of a cliff. He's coming in there, that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, very nice.
for you. At least he pedalled, he didn't have to get off and push, but he didn't have a 15 kilogram dog in the back either, so, you know, all relative. The good thing about driving on roads like this throughout Scotland, yes they're bumpy, yes they're twisty, yes they're twiny, yes they're single track, but there are so many passing places that I don't ever feel that I hold anybody up. So even though I am going really slow, because I can keep pulling into passing places, no one's stuck behind me for longer than a minute or so, and then they're passed. And the same with passing cyclists or anything like that. Yes, these roads are narrow and you've got to take it one at a time, but people can get past me. Whereas even if I'm on like a single carriage road, got traffic going in both directions, there's nowhere for me to move out of people's way. So therefore people get stuck behind me for a longer period of time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. I don't ever feel like I hold anybody up, even though I drive really slow on these roads. So most of the cars that passed me are here. Do I have to get in a lane? I'm going to go have a little look once because I don't know what's going on and if I'm in the right spot or not. Okay, so we are fine in this lane. I'm excited to go on another boat once. Really? I'm going to go video the boat because it's coming in at the moment. I'm getting hair everywhere. So I'm going to go check it out. Are you going to stay here and be a good boy? I'll unclip your seatbelt and you can chill out for a bit. It's nicer in here anyway, it's quite cold out there.
So we have arrived safely on the Isle of Barra, but we won't be staying here. Instead, we need to drive through this island onto the causeway which connects it to South Uist, which is where our next campsite is. But we'll be coming back to Barra in a future episode. So we have made it to our next campsite in this adventure. We are now in South Uist at Kilbride campsite. The campsite's up there and the beach is here. So you literally just walk across the road and you've got a beautiful beach. I'm just giving Winston a quick walk because he has been stuck in the van since we left Barra. Also, I don't know what it is about adventures or about the Outer Hebrides, but I have been the most social I have ever been in my life. So when I arrived at this campsite, I pulled up in my little caravan and a gentleman got out of his motorhome and said, "Welcome to South Uist." And this guy was the same guy who was my neighbour at the last campsite. So him and his missus are travelling around. Oh, that's a bit slippy. Let me just get down off this. So him and his missus are travelling around in a motorhome. They were my neighbours at Borve campsite on the Isle of Barra. And they've just came here and I said, "Where's your next campsite?" And they're going to Otter's Edge, which is my next campsite as well. But they're only staying on their campsites for about 2 nights. I'm staying on them for 4 nights. So I'm not going to catch them up again. We are going to separate. But it is quite interesting that I think we've got pretty much the same itinerary. This is actually really nice, this bay, because the road is up there. This is kind of sunken down a little bit. It's very sheltered from the wind. I know there's still a breeze and you'll probably hear that on the camera, but it's nowhere near as windy as what it is up there. So it's lovely. It's a lovely sheltered little bay. Hopefully we're going to get some nice weather because I'd love to go paddleboarding and wild swimming in this. It's in the perfect location. So yeah, fingers crossed for some warmer weather. It's still a little bit too cold for me. Oh, I almost forgot to show you where we're pitched.